Welcome into the Wildcat Digital Network. I'm Derek Johnson. We've got Ryan Goodwin, the head coach of the Baker baseball team. Third year now with Baker. What's new? What's new this year? What's new with you as a coach? How much have you improved over your past couple of years with the program?
Well, I think definitely the first 2 years I got to learn kind of how our systems here work at Baker. You know, how do we get the best players in that we can recruiting wise. I think we have a great recruiting class that came in this year. We had definitely the season we came off of last year wasn't exactly what we wanted. We lost a lot of talented pitchers off that staff, and we've had to kind of retool the pitching staff a little bit. And then really we just need to upgrade from where we were 2 years ago. You know, we had that great run at the conference tournament, great finish to that season, but we lost so much experience off that team. So we ended up bringing in a good mix of junior college guys and high school guys, and I think we got a lot of talent this year and are really going to surprise some people.
Season starts up really early. We got just on Saturday. You're going to be playing at Lawrence Free State High School against University of St. Mary. What are you excited to see in the opener from your team?
I know definitely the pitching staff. We're going to throw multiple guys, probably like 9, 10 guys. I feel like we actually go about 12 deep on the mound that can get it done at the varsity level. Then the biggest thing is you think you're good. I think our offense is definitely upgraded from last year, but we got to put it together in a game situation. You got to see it. Sometimes you just don't know as a coach until you're out there. But you know, we got 12, 13 guys right now. I know that'll probably see at bats this weekend. We actually go, I'd say, about 20, 21 guys deep that last year could have been starting for us varsity-wise as a position player. So not all those guys are going to play, but we've got some good program depth right now. It's just a very exciting team, and most importantly, these guys got the right mindset. Like, these guys are wanting to play for each other. They're embracing what we want to do offensively and the real aggressive mindset. So I'm really looking forward to see, can we transition what we're doing into a game.
How difficult can it be, because you have a tough non-conference schedule, you're going to be on the road for a while, how difficult can it be to balance getting a bunch of guys playing time, trying to get them ready for conference play, and still trying to win those games?
I think we got a great game plan for it. You know, in the past I've tinkered with a lot of lineups, and probably, I know definitely our first year, it took me half the year really to figure out as a new head coach who could and couldn't play. We got a good, I think, core group of 12 hitters that have really separated, that already are going to eat up the bulk of the playing time in all likelihood. You know, some of the notable ones is, you know, Wyatt Logan's going to be our starting catcher and probably hitting the 3-hole. Big upgrade. Matt Stewart at first base is much improved already from last year. He's really turning loose with his swing. On the infield, Cooper Carlin at second brings a lot of energy, and he's got, for his size, he's got surprising pop. You know, we got a combination of guys at short and set and third base between Bailey Patton, Sean Beal, Kenny Delaquilla. Once his Achilles healed, you'll probably see Brian Warchinski out there a little bit. All four can handle anything on that left side. And the outfield, you know, we can go as many as 7 deep if we want to with talented guys. All of them can run. You know, some notable guys, returns, Max Talby and Jamal Rashad, both big-time speed guys. Jamal's really come a long way in 2 years as a hitter. And then some of the guys we brought in, Jason Chambers, Andrew Rich, and Kyle Klumpus, all can put a juice in the ball and all have enough athleticism to really do what we want done offensively. So I'm really looking forward to what this team could be offensively. Now, the non-conference schedule, maybe as a coach, I may have bit off more than I can chew. We do have 10 games against teams that are preseason ranked in the top 25, 18 games against teams that were in the national tournament last year. And that's not even including we're also playing Abilene Christian, a Division I school, on our spring break trip to Texas. So it's a very tough schedule, and that's excluding a team like William Woods. I know their coach, Brock Nels, in his second year, he's definitely upgraded their talent level. So it's going to be a very challenging schedule. We've got to be a team that comes ready to play. But I think, once again, with our program depth, our depth on the mound, our depth positionally, who our starting lineup is by conference is going to play itself out. I just know the guys are running out there have the talent to do it. It's just getting them out there and proving they can do it in a game.
So obviously after non-conference play, you head into Hart action, and should be another difficult road in the Hart season this year.
Yeah, no biggie. I mean, conference opener, we're playing Clark, who last year won the conference in their preseason number 10. I believe it's the national preseason pitcher of the year. So, I mean, that's an easy one to open up with.
Good way
right?
to start off.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Hart. Appreciate it. But no, if you want to be the best, you got to play those teams and beat those teams if you want to win a conference title. So And we'll be battle tested when we come in to face them. Definitely, the weekend, the 16th, 17th, we play LSU Shreveport, LSU Alexandria. Both those teams were tournament teams last year. Come back the next weekend, we play Tabor, who's in the top 25. So we'll be battle tested going into Clark, so we'll be ready for it. And should be pretty exciting.
So you talked a little bit about your infield. You have a bunch of guys who can play kind of that middle infield, the left side of the diamond, and you got Matt Stewart obviously at first base. Tell me about what you like about your infield, both in terms of fielding and hitting.
I like the athleticism. I like the closeness of them. Those guys are all pretty close knit. They all get along. There's just a great chemistry that you feel with this group that I think for whatever reason we lacked last year. And I do think we're more athletic. Even the returning guys like Sean Beal, Kenny Delacqua, they're more athletic. They're more confident in themselves as players. And then the newcomers on the infield with Bailey and Cooper, they just bring a lot of baseball savvy to them. Bailey's grandpa was Marty Patton, that was the head coach at KU and pitched for the Kansas City Royals. Cooper's dad, he is, I believe Pat Carlin's still the all-time stolen base record holder at KU. Those guys have come up in baseball families and bring a lot of that baseball savvy with them. And then, Kenny and Sean being with me now for 3 years, knowing exactly what I want. And not just them, all our seniors in general this year have been great on the leadership front, setting a great tone. None of us liked how we kind of took a step back last year. We thought we were springboarding off the conference tournament finish 2 years ago. And they're very hungry, and they're setting a great mindset off the field for our guys as well. And there's just a close-knitness about this group. Got a lot of guys that are baseball guys. Sometimes at this level you can get guys that, they like to play baseball, but there's a difference between being a baseball guy and a guy that eats, sleeps it, drinks it. And we got a lot of guys this year that eat, sleep, and drink baseball, and that's their first priority. And I think it's just making for a lot different mindset with what we got. And I think we're hopefully going to use that to springboard some really good things this year.
How about in the outfield? It seems like, as you mentioned, you got a lot of speed in the outfield, which can be a huge benefit in the park you guys play in.
Right. Max Talby last year, before when the regular season finished, he was tied for 10th in the nation in stolen bases. Jamal Rashad's actually probably our fastest guy. He mainly was in a courtesy running role a lot last year. He's going to get a real crack at being a starter this year in the outfield. But then Andrew Rich coming in, he's going to be big for us on the mound too. But he brings a lot of speed, a lot of pop in the bat. Jason Chambers is a freak of nature with his tools. When we were kind of fortunate we had a talent like him fall to us, and a lot of his confidence with him, once he believes and realizes how good he can be and it translates, we could see some big things from him. And then, a semester we got a transfer from Iowa Western, Kyle Klumpus, that's got a lot of juice in the bat. Once again, with those guys, you want to see it in a regular season game before you know what you got. We know Max is the type of guy, when he gets on, he can turn a single or a walk into a triple very easily. Jamal, same thing. So they bring that athleticism with them. And then, you got a couple guys knocking on the door, and Zach McAllister and Dylan Prokop, who, the jumps they've made from last year would have had them starting in our outfield last year. Just right now, the guys in front of them are that talented. But I know Dylan, the best story I can tell you about Dylan is his senior year at Shawnee Mission East. They faced in the semifinals of the state tournament a guy by the name of Joey Wentz, who he's going into second year pro ball, has a good shot already being up to Double-A with the Braves. And they got 2 hits in that game. Both of them were Dylan, both of them were up the middle. So he can hit high caliber left-handed pitching for sure. And he's a guy right now that's in 6th or 7th on our depth chart in the outfield. So it shows you the type of depth we can have out there. And it's just guys going out there performing, believing how good we can be. That's probably the last thing we need to get over is that mental hurdle. We haven't been a program that's won 30-plus games in a long time, and this team has that capability if we get off to the right start and play with the right mindset and intensity to be a 35-plus win team. I really believe we have those capabilities, but we got to go prove it, and especially against this schedule, we got to bring it every day because everybody's going to challenge us.
And obviously a key piece of bringing it every day is going to be the pitching. How's the pitching staff coming along?
This pitching staff, especially seeing the Hart for the last 2 years, I know we put a major emphasis on what can we do left-handed wise. And we were able to get 2 guys very fortunate in the transfer market, and David Tudhope and Will Edwards from the left side. Tutty last year was the number 3, number 4 starter for Hutchinson Community College, who was ranked top 25 all year. Was in their rotation, did a great job for them. Will originally played at Cowley County, and we're fortunate he hadn't been playing for a year, wanted to get back to playing. When he's right, he can be an upper 80s lefty. He's touched as high as 90 for us. Then I mentioned Andrew Rich. He hits from the right side, but he throws from the left side. Right now we're going to run him out there as one or two closers, and he's been anywhere from 87 to 91 from the left side for us. So we've got some talented left-hand pitching. Then you got Riker Johnson, who finally we got cleared. He's a very good righty. He's kind of a mid-80s righty, but his pitchability, he's got a lot of movement on stuff, attacks you well. And then we got a bunch of seniors that are battle-tested for us on the mound. Guys like Austin Stendenbach, Kenny Delaquilla. Bennett White's been a closer for us for the last 2 years. Jordan Brown, Jack Mays is finally healthy. So we go quality depth. Even Big Stu, in a lot of scrimmages and stuff, and even through a couple games for us last year, he's demonstrated he can be very effective for us on the mound. So we really feel we go, 11, 12, even 13 deep when a guy like Brian Wierchinski's right, where we can go on the mound and we can run numbers of arms out there that, most teams, they're going to feel confident each weekend. We got 4 starters. We got 1 or 2 relievers we can lean on. We got 12 guys we feel we can legitimately lean on. And what that helps is, if we do have some injury issues, we got some guys we can lean on. One guy I failed to mention that we're kind of easing into things because he's been off for a year, that we got a break. Mark Carmack, a left-hand pitcher from San Diego, but he's got, Baker alum Chris Moody, has a connection out there, and coaching some long, he's seen him be an upper 80s lefty guy eventually. So as we get him in shape, we expect big things from him definitely in the second half of the year, that we can just run a bunch of different looks at it, guys, and keep guys off balance. And lefties eat this conference up. Central Methodist last year, they ran 3 lefty starters out there that towards the end of the year that were just really good. I mean, they ate everybody up. And MNU last year, they're number 1. I thought was actually personally the best pitcher I saw last year. Left-hander that was an upper 80s guy, and you see that left-hand pitching, what it does to this conference. We put that big emphasis, and we think we got 4 quality lefties to add to the mix of righties we already got. So I'm pretty excited about what this staff can do.
Season starts up in just a few days here. He's head coach Ryan Goodwin in his 3rd season with the Baker Wildcats. Thanks for joining us. Good luck this season.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, Derek.
All right, I'll be on the call for all of the home games this season with Baker playing in Baldwin City, as they'll be looking for a big year ahead, and it sounds like they've got a big opportunity with some new players and some returning pieces.